What is going on, friends? Matt Carter, that YouTube realtor, and thanks for joining me today. We're going to be going over a great topic. So if you haven't been here before, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get all the notifications for my videos coming up in the future. And today what we're going to be talking about is whether you should put some work in, renovate that house that you're living in, or if you should consider a move. So looking at that right from the beginning, you're going to have to ask yourself a question, and I think it's the most important thing, is are you attached to that house and the neighborhood that you're living in, or are you just ready to move on? A lot of the times what keeps people in their current houses are whether it's the style and the structure of the home, as well as the neighborhood that you're in. If you're in a really good school district, if you have great schools in your area, a lot of people don't really want to move if that's the case. So if that's something that you're considering and something that's really positive for your situation, then maybe putting some work into your house, putting some renovations and doing some different layouts might be the best strategy for you. If that's not the case and you're not attached to the house or the neighborhood that you're in, considering a move may be the right play for you. Although one thing to consider is the market that we've seen in the last few years and that we're currently in, probably going to be in for the next couple years at least, unless something drastic changes. We are in a seller's market, so moving is going to be a little bit tougher. Inventory is really low. There's a lot of people out there looking to move as well. So if you are going to be considering that move, make sure you know that it's going to take some time potentially. You might have to pay a little bit more than what you may not pay if it was a buyer's market. So there are those considerations to take in as well. So if you do love your house and the bones and the structure of it and the neighborhood that you're in, renovating is probably the right strategy for you. A lot of people, when they are even house hunting, those are the things that they look for in a house because they know they can put in a little bit of work, a little bit of elbow grease, a little bit of money. It might take a little bit of time, but at the end of the day, they're going to be left with a house that they love in an area that they love as well. So a lot of the time, if you're looking to renovate your house, it's probably going to be those bigger ticket areas that you're going to want to do some work on. Kitchens are a big one. Bathrooms are also a big one as well. Backyards and outdoor living space has been a big boom in the last couple years with us spending a little bit more time at home. A lot more people are putting in pools, nice lounging areas in the backyard so they can, once this is all said and done, have some people over and entertain some more people in their backyard at their house. Basements are also another thing that people have been doing a lot more of these days. Basements never used to be a big living space for a lot of people, but now with people having a little bit, needing a little bit more space in their house, if they have home offices, if they just want a separate area for the kids or a rec room type area, a lot of people are putting the money into their basements to finish it off, make it livable space, and just have an overall more space to use in your house. Another thing a lot of people want to do a lot of the time, and they may think it's a large undertaking, and it is, by no means is it small, but is actually reconfiguring their house. Sometimes the actual bones and the structure you have in your property are great. It's just not configured amazing and for what we want nowadays. Homes built back in the 70s and 80s were more compartmentalized, didn't have as much open space as a lot of people are looking for these days. So maybe knocking down some walls, moving some things around will definitely cost you quite a bit of money, but in the long run, it may be a better choice for you and your family. So a lot of the time there is that hidden potential in your house, and it can be hard to see for some. I know I'm not the most designer-eyed person. I can't see a lot of things before they're actually done. So that's why it's always important, if you are considering doing that, get somebody to come in, a designer, an interior decorator, anybody like that. Have them take a look at the space. It may be worth the little bit of cost it is going to be to pay them to do that, so that they maybe see something that you don't right now and can design something that's functional and great for you and your family for the long run. Another thing to consider if you are considering the renovation route of things is adding an addition onto your house. Now, not everybody has the option to do this. It's largely dependent on your lot size, how close you are to your neighbors, and any restrictions and zoning issues that you may have within your property. But it could be an option that will give you the more space you're looking for if that's one of the things that is kind of you're weighing whether moving or staying. So definitely consider doing an addition onto your property if you're looking to make that move. Again, with all renovations, adding an addition can be quite costly, so sometimes it can be as much as building a new house to begin with, depending on how much you are building. A lot of the times, if you're attaching it to your house, you're going to possibly be knocking down walls, so there's going to be demolition costs there as well as the foundations, the new framing, everything to go along with building a new house. So definitely something to consider, but if you are looking to go down that route, make sure you talk to somebody who's a contractor in the trades, knows what they're doing, and can give you a proper representation of the work that's actually involved and the cost involved in undertaking that project. So sometimes if that seems like too much work for people or their area neighborhood doesn't work for them, moving might be your best option. Just be fully aware that in the market that we're in right now, it may take a little bit longer to find a house to buy that may be perfect for what you're looking for. Selling will probably be no problem right now, but finding that house that's perfect, and usually if you're moving into something else that your current home doesn't work for, you're going to be a little more particular on what you're looking for, so be prepared for waiting a little while potentially. Regardless, sometimes if you are looking to make a move, doing some of those renovations might be worthwhile after all. A lot of those things that I talked about, your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement, backyards, they do add a lot of value to your home. So maybe moving isn't in the cards right now, but maybe it is in a couple years. Putting in a little bit of money in your house right now in those couple different projects, modernizing your house a little bit more will definitely pay off in the end when you do go to sell your house down the line. Everybody's looking for a move-in ready house. They don't want a lot of work to do. So having those things done, checked off the list for people are going to make your house that much more attractive and get you that much more money when you do go to sell. So ultimately, the decision to renovate or move is a very personal one and very situational, dependent on your family situation. So make sure if you are considering it, you weigh both the pros and cons of doing both, and there is no wrong answer. So hopefully I gave you a little bit of information in this that you found valuable. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, get notified for all my videos coming up in the future. And until then, take care.